Hey friends, Paloma here and welcome to the Bates House. Today I'm coming at you with an Azure Standard haul that I made some time ago, but due to the universe making things busy AF, I am finally bringing it to you now, which honestly is fine because a lot of these were not time sensitive and I can give you some honest feedback about the products that I chose. If you are new to the channel, welcome. I do these hauls to compare big box stores, retail prices, or online shipping prices to show you what you could save shopping with places like Azure Standard. Though I am not an affiliate at all in any way, shape, or form, I do have a referral code, which I will leave linked below for you guys. Starting off, this is going to be a combination haul because I did purchase some items first and then I purchased some gelatin later, so I'm just going to do the math for all of them. The first 6 items that I purchased came out to $235.70. With the gelatin, it was an extra $36.53, making that $272.23. The shipping cost was $20.03 for the first transaction. That's 109.8 pounds divided by 6 items makes the average cost $3.33 for each item for shipping. The extra purchase was $2.04, so it came out to $22.07, making it an average cost of about $3.15 for shipping. And you're going to see why that matters. These items are huge. The order total was $255.73. With the gelatin, it was an extra $38.57 after the shipping cost included, making it $294.30 for both transactions. I got back $4.72 Azure cash in the first transaction and an extra 73 cents for the gelatin, making it $32.12 that I have accumulated. Now in this haul, I will be comparing frozen fruit to fresh fruit because I wanted to find an alternative to the food waste that we were experiencing. I have teenage boys and typically they eat everything, but they go through these phases of wanting a thing. And then when I make sure to consistently get it, everybody acts like it's not there. And then it just goes bad. And then it's very frustrating because then I got to give it to the chickens. The first item we're going to look at is the Azure Market whole frozen blueberries. Regular price, it was $62.58 per 30 pounds or $2.86 per pound. You get back $1.25 Azure cash. Walmart was $6.88 per pound or $206 per 30 pounds. Comparing those prices, you are saving $4.02 per pound or $143 per 30 pounds going with Azure Standard. Plus, there's no plastic container waste, no food rot, no need for purchasing weekly. It can sit and still be used in recipes. It's great for quick snacks and perfect for shakes, which is exactly what we needed it for. Just keep in mind you will need a place to store these in your freezer if you're not going to divvy them up into different or individual packages. Next, we're going to look at the Azure Market frozen raspberry pieces. This was regular price $46.57 per 20-pound box or $2.32 a pound, getting back 93 cents Azure cash. Walmart would have been $7.92 per 1 pound or $158 per 20 pounds. Comparing those prices, Azure was $2.32 per 1 pound or $46.57 per 20. Walmart was $7.92 per 1 pound or $158 per 20. Saving $5.60 per pound or $111.83 per 20 pounds. Now, one thing to note, they do have a different box that is whole raspberries, and there is a price difference. For everything that I needed these raspberries for, there's absolutely no reason to pay that price difference for whole raspberries if they're most likely gonna ball up and crumble anyway.
Oh,
look at that. Okay, no, don't get crazy. Next, we're going to look at the Azure Market whole strawberries. They were regular $67 per 30 pounds or $2.33 per pound, getting back $1.34 Azure cash. At Walmart, they were priced at $3.07 per pound or $92.10 per 30 pounds. Comparing that, you would be saving 74 cents per pound or $25.10 per 30 pounds. And the best part is that there's no appeal product on these fruits that you're going to be eating regularly. Another perk to having all this frozen fruit on hand is that it makes for an easy snack to grab really quick. The kiddos will come down and snack out of it all the time. They will put it into their shakes, and whenever they are sick and need something cold but fresh, It's perfect for that because it's frozen. It'll help bring down their body temperature, and it's delicious and they absolutely love it. So it's definitely a big perk to have these on hand. And the biggest part, no food waste. It has been fantastic having these on hand at all times, and we have barely made a dent in it. And I'm talking about we snack on it all the time. Just a little bowl with, each one of the fruits is the perfect little late night snack. Funny enough, Boogie brought me 3 chip clips that was not on purpose, but they coordinated perfectly with the fruit. Red is strawberry, blue is blueberry, and purple is raspberry. And I just left a large metal spoon in the freezer, so when we want some fruit, we just scoop it out. Next, we're going to take a look at the Azure Husbandry Frozen Pear Juice. Each case is 4 gallons per case, and I got 2 cases. The regular price per case was $35.45 or $8.86 a gallon. They were on sale for $21.27 per case or $5.31 a gallon. I picked up 2 cases, so 8 gallons at $42.54, getting back 86 cents Azure cash. Sprouts has the 32 ounces for $7.99, so I would have to get 4 of those to make 1 gallon at $31.96. Comparing those prices at Azure, it's $5.31 per 1 gallon or $21.27 per case, which is 4 gallons, making that $42.54 for 8 gallons, because that's what I got. Saving $26.65 per 1 gallon or $213.14 per 8 gallon. Kind of crazy when you think about it. Now, it's great to drink, or you can even use it for gummies. That's what we've been doing a lot with the pear juice for Boogie's lunches. But I do have to warn you, fair warning, if you have not been regular for a while, you absolutely will be after you drink this juice. Anytime the boys have an upset stomach, they drink some pear juice and they're fine within half an hour. So just something to keep in mind. Take it easy. Don't drink a huge glass, because just take my advice. Next, we have the Amica Organics Magnesium Bath Flakes at 6.5 pounds for $17.01 or $2.62 per pound, getting back 34 cents as your cash. On Amazon, you can find it at $24.95 plus $8.70 delivery, or you can figure out your prime difference, making it $33.65 per 6.5 pounds or $5.17 per pound. Comparing prices, going with Azure, you save $2.55 per pound or $16.64 per 6.5 pounds. Even with the cost of shipping per item with Azure, it's $20.34, saving $13.31. So it's definitely worth it to get it through Azure. Now, I take magnesium in different forms, like in tincture or something like that for workouts, because I do work out, and so I have to deal with soreness, and I also have kids in sports who also deal with soreness. So I figured something like this would be really good to help their bodies kind of relax. And then if I'm not mistaken, you can use this in different salves and other kind of bodily concoctions. So I want to do more research into that, and I didn't want to have to order it and wait whenever I decided to do so, because I have my hands in all the things and I am impulsive. So I wanted to make sure that I had it on hand whenever I was ready to give it a go. So I did pick this up as well. And of course, they did send their adorable flyer for September. So I guess that's when I did this haul. It is now November, going on Thanksgiving. So that's great. Next, we're going to take a look at the Azure Market Beef Gelatin 5-pound bag. Now, this was ordered with some pear juice because the boys love the pear juice, so I went ahead and reordered some, but the math for it was added into the beginning of this haul. So this math is just for those 3 items. This item was ordered with ×2 4-gallon pear juice cases at $17.72 a case. So that's 4 gallons per case, making it $35.54 per 8 gallons, getting back 70 cents as your cash because they were on clearance, and that was amazing. Shipping cost was $6.12 per 3 items, which included the gelatin and the 2 cases. The order total was $78.09. Now, just looking at the gelatin, on Azure it was $36.53 per 5 pounds or $7.30 per 1 pound, getting back 73 cents Azure cash. On Amazon, I did find one for $18.99 per 1 1/4 pounds, so I would have to get 4 of them to get my 5 pounds. making it $75.96 per 5 pounds or $15.19 per pound, whatever you want to look at it. Anyway, I did purchase that one actually, and it actually worked out very well. So if you don't want to do Azure and you want to find an alternative, Amazon definitely has some options. Anyway, you save $7.89 per 1 pound or $39.43 per 5 pounds using Azure, of course. It is fantastic. Now, the best part about this one is that it is non-GMO, it has no flavor, and it says that it will gel with 1 tablespoon per 2 cups of liquid, something like that. But to get gummies like we make for Boogie's lunches, we use 3 tablespoons of gelatin per 8 ounces of fluid so that they get nice and hard and dense, just like a gummy. Now for the fun part. We are going to pull some fun home canned ingredients from the Bates Family General here, which is our canning pantry, and make some gummies together. You can keep in mind so many different things, such as fruit juice that you get from processing your different fruits. You can get some beetroot powder, some elderberry powders, any kind of powders that you have that are high in different nutrients and vitamins, and you can incorporate all of them into your delicious recipe to add color and flavor and nutrient dense benefits. As far as the tools you're going to need a pot, measuring cups, something to stir with, a sheet pan if you want to keep it quick and simple. I use a sheet pan with some ripples to add a decorative touch to the gummies, and then your juice or liquid of choice, any powders or flavors you want to add, and then a sweetener like honey, which is what we're going to use today. This recipe is so easy to do that your kiddos can actually do it if they want to prep their own gummies for their school lunches. Now, Boogie is very good in the kitchen, so if yours needs a little bit more monitoring, definitely kind of hang around while they do it. But what we're doing is taking our liquid base, which is home canned pineapple juice, and pouring that into our simmer pot. We're using a measuring cup just so we can know how many tablespoons we're going to need of the gelatin, because it's 3 tablespoons per 8 ounces of liquid. Give or take a little bit. That's why it didn't matter if he just threw in that little last bit that was left. We're going to mix this with some strawberry homemade syrup. This is already lightly sweetened, so it's just going to add flavor to whatever it is that you're using as a base, but you can always sweeten to taste by adding more honey or more sweetener of your choice. He's just giving that a really good mix, and we're going to add in some elderberry and beetroot powder. We want to taste it just to kind of see where the sweetness is before adding everything into it. I can tell you now, though, once your gummies have formed, it's going to be less sweet than what's in the pot. As a liquid, it's definitely going to have more sweetness to it. Now, you can't go wrong with honey. The structure of honey is very good for you unless you have allergens or whatever to the flowers that are in your area or wherever the honey is produced. Definitely try honey first to see if you like the brand, and then indulge, because we go through a lot of honey. And of course, our honey is from Azure Standard. I've done several hauls and included the price comparisons and quality and all of that good stuff. And we absolutely love Azure honey. When using honey, you want to make sure that you stir it into the liquid very well, so that way when you put it on the burner, it doesn't burn to the bottom of your pot, because that's not going to taste good and it's not going to be easy to clean. At this time, everybody at the school was getting sick, so Boogie wanted to add some elderberry powder for some immunity building, some beetroot powder just for the nutrient-dense benefits, and add that to taste. Now, one of the great things about these powders is that they are organic, they're clean, and they have so many nutrients in them, but they also add a color factor using natural food coloring. You don't have to worry about any food dyes or any outside product or whatever. These provide a gorgeous red color that is just fantastic. Whenever you cut your gummies and look at them, you cannot go wrong with these as a food coloring. Now, they are slightly sweet, so that is a factor if you're using it for anything else, but not too sweet to where it could really affect the flavor of any recipe. So we're just doing it to taste. We know we're going to make a big batch of gummies, so we're adding quite a bit of both. And look at the color change. It is amazing. Natural food color is gorgeous. There's something about it that's just so pure and different. So now we're going to go ahead and begin adding in the gelatin. Remember, it is 3 tablespoons per 8 ounce of liquid. We are doing however many it was at the beginning of the recipe. I don't remember today, but apparently we remembered on that day. And you're just going to mix it up really well. Now, technically, you don't have to mix it. If it's a smaller batch, you can just pour it on top and let it activate. It's going to show a big difference in texture as it activates. So you'll see it pretty soon here. I'm mixing in quite a bit of the first bits of it. And then as we start to come to the end and the gelatin can just sit on top, you're going to see how the gelatin activates and it begins to like coagulate and separate and rise up from the liquid underneath. It's very cool to watch. It makes the surface texture get very thick and almost a little spongy, and it's just a really cool process. And the kids actually think it's pretty cool too whenever it's happening. Next, you're going to go ahead and put your pot on your stove and turn it on to a medium heat. And you just want to stir. It's kind of like a roux situation. Just stir until you begin to see the water get hot and come to a slight hot simmer. It's not quite bubbling yet, it's just hot. The stirring is both to prevent sticking and to make sure that your gelatin dissolves very well into the liquid. You need it to dissolve or it's going to be grainy. Next, we're just going to give it a good little stir just before pouring it into the sheet pans. Now, you can absolutely use molds if you want to take the time to do that. We do it all the time. But this is a fast and easy way to get the process done. And they eat and taste and look just the same as they would coming out of a mold, just very organically shaped because you're going to slice them up. So at this point, we have 2 sheet pans of Gummy solution to put into the refrigerator, and you wouldn't believe how fast these things set. I just take 2 little liners, put them into the bottom rack of the fridge, and then put my sheet pans in there to cool. They literally set within 30-40 minutes. You want to make sure that they're fully set. If you have a nice thick batch, then give it a good hour and a half. Either way, they're going to be ready fast. So you can take some kind of cutter, a butter knife, a kitchen knife, doesn't matter, and give it a slice. And then cut those into smaller sizes. And then before you know it, you have little delicious, chewy cubes of homemade gummies. I do like to take the gummies out of the rack and put them on a cookie sheet. That way they can get nice and dry. So I can throw them into a container and put them into the fridge. That way, I don't know, it gives it like a nice little air dried coating. They will stick to each other anyway, but it doesn't really matter. I like to do it. And also I like to see them all laid out and looking like adorable little gummies. I have a problem and it's fine. It's content. I always share it on Instagram, and I'm pretty sure you guys, if you follow me on Instagram, you recognize these gummies. Again, friends, you can use any version of any ingredient that you want to make gummies. We like to use any of our home canned fruit juices so that they don't go to waste. You can even use applesauce. Boogie loves to do bigger applesauce gummies because it's like eating an applesauce treat for lunch. Instead of liquid form, it's a gummy form, and it's just fun, and you can hold it, and I don't know, he likes it. So you can use applesauce, you can use anything you want. Puree some fruit, take some of your frozen fruit from the previous part of this haul, blend it up, add a little water, turn it into a liquid, and then put some gelatin. You got some gummy fruit chews. Do whatever you want. I do hope that you guys enjoyed this Azure Standard haul. If you did, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below and let me know what your favorite part of this video was. Also, if you make a gelatin gummy, share with us what ingredients you like to use. Don't forget to share this video with anyone that you think might find it interesting. And also, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Also, hit the notification bell on your way out to be notified of new videos whenever I post. You can follow me on my Instagram at the Bates House, hashtag Bates House, pretty much anything. But for now, guys, that is it for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!